Alright, so the final boss ESCANOR has, been re-released on JP. ESCANOR is definitely the hardest super boss they came up with. Ban is definitely very annoying. Global used to get Ban. But Ban, we found that he's audible. Like, you just put auto on Ban and you just beat him super easily. I don't know what it is about the auto, but it plays better than you on Super Boss Ban. It just is. Like my last score here, 0.82% was on auto. It wasn't even with the top team. The top team used Arthur. I didn't even use the top team and I got 0.8% using auto. Because it just is. But with ESCANOR is a little different. ESCANOR is just annoying. He has so many just little things about him that it's just so annoying. The first phase, he can't be debuffed at full ultimate gauge, but you can stun him or, freeze him if he doesn't have full ultimate gauge, so keep that in mind. He does do like 600% more damage to demons though, so you can use Derriere to beat him. I have a video beating him with Derriere, but I wouldn't recommend so. I mean, you definitely can, but it's just very annoying. And then second phase, I think the second phase, they just went balls deep with just making him the worst boss to ever face. As soon as phase 2 starts, you can't ult him for 2 turns, so you can't cheese, like, build up a Derriere ultimate and ult as soon as it comes out, right? You physically can't ult for 2 turns. You get locked and you can't cleanse that. And he takes off your ultimate gauge as well. So you're just screwed. And then, every time a turn passes, basically he gives himself buffs, and he does have an Amplify card. He takes off ultimate gauge very often from you. And at level 1, he takes off 1 ultimate gauge, it's just BS, man. And this card right here, if you have a buff, he just one-shots you, basically. And the ultimate is a guaranteed one-shot, 3000%. So, he's just, I don't know. So, the top team to use for points currently is this one. Green Gopher, Goddess Liz, Mono, and Marmas. I do have that team already. I did actually find this team out before it was in the top leaderboards. That was like the first team I used, really. I was like, oh, Green Golfer, has released ever since ESCANOR has come out. I think he would be a good addition. And I got pretty high. I think with 5.5%, 5.5k I was like in 0.2%. But now I'm dropped all the way to 1% now. I haven't really gone for points ever since, because this ESCANOR fight is just so RNG based. It's just, ugh. Thankfully the costume's cool. I hope we get a new blue base ESCANOR so that we can actually use the costume more often, because of course currently green and red ESCANOR are just not very good. Now, sorry for all the chit-chatting. Let's go. First I'm going to use the team that does more points. So this is the best team for points, of course. But I'm also going to be using a farming team. I would say this is a pretty solid farming team, but I'm assuming most of y'all don't have mono. I mean, if you play global, you can't even have it, right? Or wait. No, Mono hasn't come out on global yet. No, she's made for the ESCANOR fight, so she wouldn't have come out yet. This Mono is made for him. Basically, you get super high points for removing his buffs, and this is a remove buff card. And I think there's like, if you attack with her in general, you get like 80 points. So, she is made for the fight. They just straight up made her for the fight. And that's annoying, but what can you do? And her passive is that, she's actually a very good PvE unit. Like, unironically. But her passive is that for each ultimate gauge an enemy has, she does 30% more damage. And ESCANOR gets like 80. Oh, sorry. 8 ultimate gauge, I believe? 8 or 9. So if he has full ultimate gauge, you just destroy him. He was like maxed out. 5-8, yeah. Maybe second phase he does have more. First phase, you can stun him. So you use Goddess Liz to stun. And the second phase, like I said, you can't like ult him straight away. So what you do is you get a Goddess Liz ultimate and use it as soon as the first phase ESCANOR dies and before you go to the next phase. I'll explain as we go, but let me double rank up Goddess Liz into level 3 shield just so he doesn't kill the Golfer. Green Golfer, of course, has type disadvantage against him, so you gotta kind of protect Golfer in a way, but you're mostly fine. He will die though. Majority of my runs that I did, Golfer died, but he gets revived. So he didn't actually die, right? So he just got revived. The ultimate doesn't hit that hard, but the second phase ultimate is just a complete one-shot in anyone. Any person that he targets, that ultimate will die. That's why the revive is so good. Alright. What we need is to just stall a little bit. Just a little bit. So we stun him for 2 turns. He will, you know, get max ultimate gauge and so cleanse it because he has the same passive as Green ESCANOR, where at full ultimate gauge he can't be debuffed or buffed, which is kind of like counterproductive with his own like thing, because technically he would want to get as many buffs as possible, but at full ultimate gauge he can't get buffs, and he keeps using buff cards even though he has full ultimate gauge. So yeah, mono just does insane damage, right? And then you start the second phase already with a Goddess Liz ultimate, right? So that you can, you can use the reflect on his initial attacks, and Gopher doesn't take any damage in the first two turns, because whatever damage you take, you just heal. So you gotta make sure to keep in hand a buff remover, so that you can remove his HP buff. Just gonna do this. I'm just gonna go with this. You can't really debuff him in the second phase. I mean, I guess technically you can debuff him, but he does cleanse as soon as it's his turn. So yeah, you can see 80 points for using that card. I think using that debuff specifically gives you 80 points or something like that. So you do want to use as many level 2 AoE mono cards as possible. Thankfully, I got a lot of mono cards. This is like best case scenario to get as many mono cards as possible, because again, she's a big point maker. Every time you use a mono card, you're getting points. Remove buffs. Let's debuff him again. I'm gonna have to hope that this doesn't drop him below 30%, because as soon as he drops below 30%, that would definitely drop him below. That's unfortunate. Well, it's okay. As soon as he drops below 30%, he becomes invincible. And you can't take off his ultimate gauge, you can't really do anything to him. Alright, he gives himself the buffs. Next turn he'll ult. Oh, that's unfortunate, 3 ultimate gauge. Next turn he will ult and kill Gopher. It will happen. But it's okay, we have the revive. We do this. This. It might seem like a waste to use these mono cards right now, but removing buffs gives you points. Look, and I want to just keep removing as much as possible. And this card, oh, I guess it didn't give me the 80 points. Well, I just don't know them, because I can't read Japanese. I'm just going with what I see. But perfect. I am getting a level 3 mono card, which is big, but I do still want to keep, taking off as many buffs as possible. So next turn, he's gonna do this card, right? This card one-shots you if you have buffs. It does like 10 times damage. That's the blue text. It's like 10 times damage on buffed enemies. So I was gonna use a Liz shield, but I won't anymore. Let's do this. And I guess it doesn't really matter. Just want to remove as many buffs as possible. That won't do that much damage because he only has 2 ultimate gauges. Gopher should be fine. He shouldn't die here. I hope. If he does die, well, rip, I lost a run. But he should be fine. Oh, that's close. Okay. I think the level 3 will kill, so let's do that first and then level 3. This might get a lot of points, I don't know. And nah, I didn't do 200k. That's unfortunate, but... Or did I? Did I do it in the first phase? I don't think so. Did I? I don't recall. Yeah, very low actually. It's really random how many points you get. Like, I've done runs where I got like incredibly low points, even though I kept taking off his buffs constantly. It's very RNG based on the point system. But for completions, it's even more difficult to really make like a consistent team, but give me a second. Alright, so it's actually the next day. I planned to like take a short break after recording the first part, but then the break became too long. So it's the next day, but this is essentially sort of a strategy here. You use a nuker, right? It could be a variety of nukers. Just don't be like a demon so he don't die too fast. But I'm choosing Blue Bond just for the purposes of this video. I saw Satan used Mikasa last time ESCANOR came in, but if you have 6/6 Mikasa, she's actually really good, but I'm assuming lots of y'all don't. And Sariel is actually pretty decent as well. Just for the purposes of using like a very easy to obtain old unit, I'm going to use Bond. But it really can be like any nuker in general, probably Blue Ellie Hawk. Just choose a big nuker, alright? And you're gonna need to use a Merlin level 2 freeze on him and nuke. That's about it. So the Tormiel can also be, you know, replaced by a multitude of units. I'm mostly using him because he takes off ultimate gauge, and in the second phase, you're really screwed if you just let him ult, because he's guaranteed you could kill anyone. Even if you have Tormiel level 3 damage reduction, it doesn't matter. He will kill someone. It's that, like, his ultimate is actually that insane. So, that's really the only reason why I'm bringing Tormiel still. I just charge up the damage here. But yeah, attack food, make sure I have enough attack. Just, you know, one-shot him. Yeah, that's basically it. I just need to have my ultimate ready for the second phase, and I should be fine. It can be a situation where you will die, maybe like once or twice before you get a win. Just because, honestly, I think they made this fight in a way that if you don't have mono, you physically cannot be consistent with it, which I hate. Like, this is the only super boss that you cannot beat consistently if you don't have mono. Now, you can beat him, you can, you know, farm him, no problem, with other teams, just not consistent. You will run into situations where you just lose because the game sucks, or you just lose because the fight is just way too strong, right? Which is annoying, to say the least. So, this is what I mean about taking off ultimate gauge. You just take off his ultimate gauge whenever you want. Really good, really good. The first phase ultimate doesn't really one-shot you, so it's not the biggest struggle to get ultimated by him. But it's also good to, you know, make sure that he doesn't kill you. You only really need the level 2 to take off ultimate gauge. I'm sorry, you only need the level 2 freeze. But if you can charge up a level 3, that's of course better. Of course, goes without saying, that's of course better. If I can charge up a level 3, I will use it, but if I can't, that's fine. Level 2 should be fine. Alright, he's immune now. I can't really do anything about that ult at this point, but that's fine. He can't really kill me. I'll just charge up this card for next turn. I'll just move Bond's card, I guess. I don't need to get Merlin's ultimate. That'd be just a waste of space next turn. I'll go for a Tormiel ult and just make sure that he's dead. Just making sure that Bond's ultimate is just still there, you know? Just so I can already have it on the go next turn. Even though I can't use it in the first 2 turns. Good to already just have it on the go. Right, I need some Merlin freezes, that'd be very nice. I was kind of waste of Bond cards. Bond cards would be nice next phase, but that's fine. Thankfully, this phase doesn't like derank cards or anything, because the last phase deranking cards was just annoying. It's okay though. Hopefully, this will be a run that I actually beat it. I've done this a few times already for practice for this video, but sometimes he just cucks you, and there's not much you can do about it. Let's go to damage reduction. Maybe I should have saved the Bond card, because he will take off ultimate gauge. Again, it really depends on him. It depends on how he's feeling. If he feels like constantly taking off your ultimate gauge, you just screwed. Alright. Yeah, he took off the ultimate gauge. That's fine. That's actually not the worst thing ever. That gave me 1 extra slot to work with. Alright, I'll keep 1 Bond card. Just for the sake of keeping it. Just for the sake of just being there. But okay, I got level 2 freeze. Nice. Yeah, it took off 2 ultimate gauge now. That's fantastic. He's so annoying, man. Let's just go with this. Take off his ultimate gauge. I need to work on getting Ban's ultimate back. Like, it's almost like, why do they even bother keeping the ultimate last phase, you know? Oh, that was a waste of the damage reduction, I didn't even notice. Okay, that's a little unnecessary. I didn't need that many freezes, but I'll take it, I guess. It's fine. I can remove his buffs next turn, which is cool. I don't need to remove his buffs, so I'll just do this. And that'll give me Ban's ultimate. I could have removed the buffs already so he doesn't do too much damage, but that's fine. It's not like he's gonna kill anyone anyways. And I just nuke. That's the strategy. And honestly, it works. But I'll be honest, I kind of got lucky that he just didn't take off my ultimate gauge right now. I'll just do a little extra damage Starbell just to be sure, but level 2 freeze should be enough. It's just, oh no, I'm always so scared I'm not gonna kill. Boom. Yay. Hooray. Good luck, man. Good luck. Good luck. Honestly, if they let you buy mono in the coin shop for festival coins, it's not even a bad purchase. They're gonna, I know, on Global they're gonna make mono a singular banner. So you have to summon specifically for her for this fight. I know they're gonna do that. It's gonna be so sad.